Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I don't have to be quiet anymore when I wake up in the morning because guess what? My significant other is up. Yes, she decided to get up because she was tired of listening to me come out here and talk to you guys. That's not true. So, new term today. So we've been learning about goal setting. We've been learning about this is all designed in order to keep us focused as we go through this interesting time that the world is going through. How do we do goals? How does the whole system work? And then yesterday we really talked about the gasoline behind the goals, the thing that really starts giving everybody the drive, and that is the why. The why behind the goals is really the gas. That's what makes it all happen. And when you make a goal, when you truly make a goal that makes a difference, it's all in the decision that how you do that. And decision comes from a Latin word called incision, which really means to cut off. Once you decide that this is how your life is going to be, then that's it. And it's actually effortless once you make that particular choice. So I'm going to introduce you to a new term today. It's called state, the power of state and state management. So state is the particular emotion that you're feeling at any time. So are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling tired? Any of these things. So when I use the term state, state equals the feeling that you have at that time. If of all the self-help things that you ever look at, from me going all the way back to Think and Grow Rich, starting with Zig Ziglar, going through Tony Robbins, whether it's Les Brown, whether it's Eric Thomas, whether it's Grant Cardone, whether it's Gary Vaynerchuk, I've studied all of these guys. The number one thing that they're trying to get you to do is manage your state. And whether or not you're going to have an enjoyable life, a life fulfilled, a life that you look back on and you're happy about, your ability to manage your state is the number one key. The ability to manage emotions during tough times is what separates people, not only just successful in terms of financially successful, ability to manage their health, ability to manage their weight, but really people who have a fulfilled life or people who at the end of it haven't lived the life that they could. So state management is the key. And so what we're going to talk about now for a long time is various tools in order to manage that state. But today, what we're going to learn is that we live a lot of times, I think, in a world where we believe that our states, our bodies control us. Our emotions control us. That, well, let me ask you this question. How many of you out there think that the weather determines whether or not you feel good? Raise your hand. How many of it think money determines whether or not you feel good? Raise your hand. Your relationship, whether or not you're sick, okay? The reality is none of those things are true. You decide how you feel at any given time. And the first concept that I want you to learn today is that you have the power to change your state anytime that you want. And once you learn that power gives you the ability to manage that state at times when you need to. So we'll talk about how to do the second one. There's a million different ways to do the second one, but let's just understand the concept first. Think about a time, sometime today, think about a time when you were tired or down or whatever, and then something happened. All of a sudden there was something, and it could have been something great, or it could have been something of an emergency kind of nature or alarming. And all of a sudden, bang, you just shot into action and you all of a sudden responded in a very significant way. We've all got those times. And let's try to remember one where you were tired or you felt like you were down, and then all of a sudden you got super happy. Well, what happened? Well, you allowed the event to manage your state, but in fact, you managed your state. There was a way that you did that. There was a formula that you used in order to do that. And the great thing to learn is that you can run that formula again at any time and you'll get the same response. And the main key to doing this is your physical body. There's 3 ways to manage your state. Your physical body, what you focus on, and what you think about as you're doing that. Your beliefs about that particular body. Physiology, focus, and the way that we think about things is language. So we call that the triad. Physiology, focus, and language are the 3 things that decide your state. Language is how we think. When we think, we ask questions. So language is a good way to verbalize how we think about stuff when it's time to think about something. So for a long time here, we're just going to talk about the physical side. That's a lot of information. Believe me, we're going to cover this over for weeks. We're going to be going over this because there's so many different ways to utilize this. Your physical body is the easiest way to manage your state. The quickest way to change how you feel is to change how you move. Emotion is created by motion. And by the way, if you ever played a sport, you learn this. And then we forget it. We don't use it in other areas. If you're an athlete and you're getting ready, let's say that you're a baseball player. Let's say that you're coaching your kid in baseball. And your kid's getting ready to go to bat. And they're walking out to the batter's box. And they've got the bat dragging on the ground. And they're walking with their head down like this. Now, are they ready to bat against the best pitcher in the league? And if they're doing that, are you going to let them go out like that? No, you're going to call timeout, you're going to stop, and you're going to look at them, and you're going to say, hey, you need to get ready to bat against this guy. You can't go in there dragging your bat with your head down. You're never going to have a chance of being successful doing that. You need to get yourself ready. And you would show them physically how to get themselves ready. When a football player gets ready for a play, they're not standing there on the back of their heels and laid back. No, they're on their toes and they're ready. They're ready to go. They're ready for the play to start. They're using their physical body to manage their state. Well, the rest of life is no different. The greatest way to manage your state is to use your physical body. If I was to tell you that there was somebody behind that door and they were depressed, tell me what would they look like? Without even looking at them, you could tell me exactly what they look like. Where's their head? Is it up or is it down? It's down. Where's their body? Is it tall with their chest out, breathing deeply, or is it slouched and breathing shallow? It's slouched. Where's their focus? Is it up or is it down? It's down. How about their movements? Are they fast? Are they committed? Or are they slow and are they lethargic? They're slow and they're lethargic. When we're depressed, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm not making a comment on clinical depression, but when we're feeling down, you need to understand that you're running a pattern. And it's not that you're feeling depressed, it's you're doing depression. You are running your depression pattern. And let's not use depression because I know that there's a medical side to that, and I'm not making a comment on that. Let's say sad, okay? So if you're feeling sad, you had something happen at work and it was not the result that you wanted and it's incredibly disappointing and now you're down. Okay, fair response, but you have a choice as to whether or not you stay in that feeling. That's your decision. You can't control events. And you've heard this from everybody. You've heard this from every religious speaker. You've heard this from every motivational speaker that's ever spoken. It's not what happens. It's what you do that makes the difference. It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. That's what Tony Robbins says. It's in the gap that you decide the quality of your life. That's what Stephen Covey says. He talks about the difference between the event and your response to the event. Well, that moment when you decide how you respond, it's in your ability to manage your state. And state management originates from the physical body. What do you do with your physical body? So we're going to start small, and then we're going to go through all of these. There's a million ways to do these. I have studied this stuff forever. I'm certified in NLP. I'm certified I know all this stuff. So every morning we're going to talk about different ways to manage your state and how you do this. It's incredibly valuable things. You can get rid of phobias. You can change your relationship to serious traumas that has happened in your life. The power of this stuff is this is big enough to change your life massively and positively forever. So today, I want you to at some point work yourself into a frenzy today. If you've been at a concert, if you've been at a sporting event, if you've been at a rally of some type and you got super excited, there was a way that you did that. When you got yourself ecstatic, you did certain physical things in your body in order to make that happen. And to give you a hint, by the way, there's people who operate in the Special Olympics who have been blind their entire life. They've never seen the world. 100% blind their entire life. If they run a race and cross the finish line and win, when they celebrate, they do it with their arms up in the air and they do it jumping off of the ground. Now, they didn't see that. They instinctively did that. Why is that? Because we are all wired exactly the same. And the only way to really celebrate and be happy is when you're up and when you're up in the air. I don't care how much you want to try and be happy. If you're down and you're slouched or you're sitting in a chair, you're not going to celebrate as much as you can if you're up. So learn the power of your physical body. You want to have energy in the morning? Then get up and move. You want to have energy in the middle of the day? Then get up and move. So today, at some point, celebrate. And if you want to have a reason, then think of a reason in your past in order to celebrate. But even more powerful, do it for no reason whatsoever. Just at some point, celebrate today. Celebrate anything and feel the chemical changes that happen in your body. Bicyclists, long-range bicyclists, know that when they go up a hill, they smile. Because it takes twice as many muscles to frown as it does to smile. And your body's stronger when it does that. Plus, when you smile, your body releases endorphins, telling it that it feels better. You have the ability to decide how you feel at any given moment. It's the most powerful thing that you have, and it can be used all the time, and especially now. Managing your state in tough times is the key to whether or not you're going to live the life that you want, you're going to be part of your plan, or you're going to be part of somebody else's. Use your physical body, work yourself into a frenzy today. Tomorrow we'll go on to the next step. Have an amazing Thursday, everybody.